Picture this, it's Thanksgiving, the one day you're supposed to stuff your face, yell at the TV, and pretend your family isn't a powder keg with a lit fuse. Now imagine that keg blowing sky high not over a cheating scandal or a fist fight, but a measly 20 bill I slipped to a pizza guy. Yeah, you heard me. 1 second I'm playing the good guy, the next my sister's screaming like a banshee, my dad's ready to swing, and my mom's spilling secrets that hit harder than a linebacker. By the time the dust settled, I wasn't sure I had a family left, just a pile of wreckage and a cold slice of pepperoni. If you've ever wondered how fast a holiday can turn into a train wreck, grab a beer and pull up a chair. This is the story of the most batshit Thanksgiving I've ever survived, and it all started with me trying to do something nice. I'm Jake Turner, 42, a middle school history teacher who's more broke than a busted vending machine. I've got 2 kids, Ellie, 14, who's all eye rolls and earbuds, and Max, 11, who thinks Fortnite is life. They live with my ex, Kelly, who traded me in for her slick boss, Derek, 2 years ago. I'm the guy you'd spot at a cookout in a faded Ohio State hoodie, sipping a Miller Lite, cracking dumb jokes to keep the peace. People call me laid back, maybe too soft, but last November 23, 2023, that softness got me burned worse than a turkey left in the oven too long. I'm not saying I'm a saint, hell, I've got my own baggage, but I didn't expect a 20 tip to turn my family into a damn soap opera. Stick around, cause this one's gonna take a while. It all went down at my mom's place in Springfield, Ohio, a little brick rancher on Elm Street that's seen better days. The shutters are peeling, the porch sags like it's given up, and the inside's a shrine to the 70s, wood paneling, orange shag carpet, and a lingering ghost of cigarette smoke, even though Mom quit back in '09 after her doctor scared her straight. Her name's Linda, 68, stubborn as a rusty nail, and Thanksgiving's her Super Bowl. Every year, she drags out the chipped china her mom left her, fires up the oven, and cooks enough food to feed a small army, turkey with crispy skin, mashed potatoes with lumps she swears are rustic, green bean casserole drowning in cream of mushroom soup, and that cursed cranberry jello salad with walnuts nobody eats but we all fake smile through. She's been doing it since I was a kid, back when Dad was still around, barking orders from the garage while I chased Tara around the yard with a stick. Tara's my little sister, 38, married to Mike, a quiet guy who sells insurance and looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. They've got 3 kids: Sophie, 6, who's got lungs like a foghorn, Ethan, 4, a tornado in sneakers, and Liam, 1, who cries like it's his job. Tara's the type who's always got a plan: perfect house, perfect hair, perfect Instagram life, but she's got a temper that LL singe your eyebrows off if you cross her. Then there's Dad, Ray, 71, who divorced Mom 15 years ago after what he called irreconcilable differences. He's a big guy, beer gut, buzz cut, voice like gravel, and he still shows up every Thanksgiving, plops in the recliner, and acts like he never left. Me, I was flying solo this year. Kelly had the kids, so I rolled up with a 6-pack and a vague hope I wouldn't get dragged into the usual family crap. Spoiler, I didn't just get dragged, I lit the match. The day started like every Thanksgiving I can remember. I got there around noon, the air thick with sage and tension. Mom was in the kitchen, apron tied tight, muttering about how the turkey was taking its sweet time. Tara and Mike pulled up in their shiny new minivan, 30 grand, leather seats, the works, and their kids spilled out like a clown car at the circus. Sophie bolted for the living room, Ethan started climbing the curtains, and Liam wailed while Tara yelled at Mike for forgetting the pumpkin pie. "I told you to stop at Kroger, Mike. What's so hard about that? Mike just shrugged, lugging in a diaper bag, his face screaming save me. Dad was already parked in front of the TV, a Budweiser sweating in his hand, grumbling about the Browns sucking again, same old garbage every year. I took my usual post at the dining table, sipping a beer and trying to stay out of the crossfire. Mom handed me the carving knife, a dull relic from the 80s, and I hacked at the turkey while she hovered, saying, "Not too thick, Jake, you'll ruin it." It was loud, messy, familiar chaos. Sophie screeching, Ethan banging a spoon on the table, Tara snapping at Mike, Dad yelling at the refs. I was halfway through the bird when Mom let out a yelp. "Oh, for Pete's sake, the oven's dead." She yanked the door open, and sure enough, the light was off, the heat gone. The turkey was half-cooked, pink in the middle, and the stuffing was a soggy mess. Tara groaned, "We're gonna starve." Dad, still glued to the game, called out, "Order a damn pizza." "Who needs turkey anyway?" Mom shot him a death glare but didn't he argue. So, I pulled out my phone, dialed Tony's Pizza down on Main, and ordered 2 large pepperonis and a dozen wings. Crisis averted, right? Wrong. The delivery guy showed up 30 minutes later, a skinny kid, maybe 20, with a scruffy beard and a hoodie that smelled faintly of weed. I met him at the door, handed over the cash, and slipped him a 20 bill. "Thanks, man, you're a hero today," I said. He grinned, stuffed it in his pocket, and peeled out in his rattling Civic. I figured I'd earn some good karma, holiday spirit and all that. But Tara saw it. She was leaning in the kitchen doorway, arms crossed, her blonde ponytail swinging like a pendulum ready to strike. "Jake, did you just tip that kid $20?" Her voice was sharp, like she'd caught me stealing from her purse. "Yeah," I said, shrugging. "It's Thanksgiving. He's out here working." She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. $20 for pizza? Are you insane? I laughed, thinking she was messing with me. "Relax, Tara. It's not like I sold the house." She didn't laugh back. Her face flushed red, and she stepped closer. "That's ridiculous, Jake. Some of us can't just toss money around like that." That hit a nerve. I'm not rich, teaching pays squat, and Kelly's alimony takes half my check, but I wasn't about to let her play the martyr. "Toss money around, Tara, you and Mike just bought a freakin' minivan. Don't give me that struggling crap." Her eyes narrowed. "Oh, so now you're judging us? At least we don't waste cash on delivery guys." Mike, wrestling Ethan into a high chair, mumbled, "Kinda steep, dude," barely looking up. Dad piped up from the living room, "Back in my day, $20 got you a week's groceries, not a tip." Mom, stirring gravy like it owed her rent, added, "Jake's too generous. Always has been. Probably why Kelly left him." That stung deep. Kelly's affair still felt raw, and Mom knew it. I clenched my jaw. "Family, right?" But Tara kept pushing. "You've got no clue what it's like for us, Jake. We're barely getting by." "Barely getting by," I snapped, slamming the pizza box on the counter. "You've got a 4-bedroom house and a Disney trip every summer. Cry me a river." She stepped up, hands on hips. "You think you're better than us, don't you? Always have." "Better, Tara, I'm drowning in debt and eating ramen half the week. You're the one with the perfect life." Mom waved her gravy spoon like a ref blowing a whistle. "Enough. This is Thanksgiving, not a shouting match." But Tara wasn't backing down. "No, Mom, let him talk. He's been smug since I married Mike. You think I don't know you told Kelly I was a gold digger? I froze. What, I never said that. Sure, she sneered. Kelly spilled it all before she dumped you. That was a gut punch. I'd never bad-mouthed Tara to Kelly, barely talked to her about Tara at all, but the lie burned. If Kelly said that, she's lying. And you believed her, why wouldn't I? You've always looked down on me and Mike. Dad heaved himself up, beer sloshing. Knock it off, you two. Tara, quit picking fights. Jake, stop acting like a big shot. Big shot, I laughed, bitter as hell. That's rich, Dad, coming from the guy who's never cared about anyone but himself. His face darkened. Watch it, boy. I raised you. Raised me, I shot back. Like when you borrowed my college fund for that junk boat you sank in Lake Erie. The room went dead silent. Mom's spoon clattered to the floor. Tara's jaw dropped. The kids stopped screaming. Dad's face turned purple, veins popping. I'd just ripped open a scar we'd all ignored for 20 years, and it felt like a dam breaking. Dad lurched toward me, fists clenched. You don't know what you're talking about, Jake. That money was gone before you even applied to college. Bullshit, I said, voice shaking. I saw the bank statements, Dad. 5 grand, poof, right when you bought that boat. Mom gasped, Jake, don't, but I cut her off. No, Mom, he doesn't get to lie. I worked doubles at the diner to pay for Ohio State because of him, and he's calling me a big shot. Tara jumped in. Oh, poor Jake, always the martyr. Maybe if you weren't so busy playing hero, you'd see we've all got problems. Problems, I snorted. You've got a McManzian and a minivan. Boo-hoo. Mike spoke up, voice low. Jake, we're not as flush as you think. I turned on him. What's that mean, Mike? You blow it all on strippers or slots? Tara gasped. Don't you dare. But Mike's face went pale, and I knew I'd hit something. Tara grabbed his arm, nails digging in. Mike, what's he talking about? He squirmed. It's nothing, babe, just some debts. Debts? Her voice cracked. What debts? He mumbled. Poker. Online stuff. Got out of hand. How much? She demanded. He wouldn't look at her. 10 grand. Maybe 15. 15,000, Tara shrieked, turning on me. This is your fault, Jake. You had to stir the pot. My fault, I yelled. I'm not the one gambling away your house. Dad barked a laugh, cold and mean. Well, Auntie, this is circus. You're all whining about money while I'm the one who kept us going. Mom shot up, eyes blazing. Kept us going? You mean when you ran off with that waitress and left me with 2 kids and a stack of bills? Dad froze. Tara and I gaped at her. Wait, what? I said. Mom pointed at him, trembling. Your father had a side chick in Columbus, Jake. Took half our savings and lived it up while I scraped by. Dad roared, that's a lie, Linda. I never touched the savings. Then where'd it go? She screamed. You think I'm blind? I stood there, jaw on the floor, as Mom's words hung in the air like smoke after a gunshot. Dad's face was a mask of rage, veins bulging like they might pop, while Tara's sobs turned into a choked, "You're all liars." Mike just stared at the ground, hands stuffed in his pockets, looking like a kid caught stealing candy. The kids Sophie, Ethan, and Liam started wailing again, a chorus of chaos that made the whole scene feel like a fever dream. The pizza sat cold on the counter, the gravy was a congealed mess, and my family was unraveling faster than a cheap sweater. All because I tipped a pizza guy $20. I mean, how the hell did we get here? Dad took a step toward Mom, his voice a low growl. You're full of it, Linda. I never ran off with nobody. Mom didn't flinch. She jabbed a finger at him, her voice shaking but steady. Don't you dare, Ray. I found the receipts, motel rooms, dinners, that cheap perfume stinking up your truck. You think I didn't know? Tara spun on Dad, mascara streaking her face. Is that true? You cheated on Mom. Dad threw his hands up. It wasn't like that. It was one time, a mistake. Mom cut in, laughing bitterly. 6 months is a mistake. You left me with 2 kids and a mortgage while you played house with that tramp. I felt like I'd been sucker punched. All those years, I'd swallowed Dad's story about growing apart. Now it was like the ground shifted under me. Tara turned on me next, because of course she did. You happy now, Jake? You started this. Me, I snapped, my voice cracking. I didn't make Dad screw around or Mike blow your savings on poker. Mike flinched, and Tara wheeled on him. Don't think you're off the hook. 15 grand, Mike, were you ever gonna tell me? He rubbed his neck, muttering, I was handling it, she shrieked. We're drowning in debt, and you're handling it. Sophie tugged at Tara's leg, crying, Mommy, stop yelling. But Tara brushed her off, too far gone. Dad barked, all of you, shut up. You're a bunch of ungrateful brats. I kept this family alive. Mom laughed again, a harsh, broken sound. Alive? You nearly bankrupted us, Ray. The room erupted. Tara screamed at Mike. Mike yelled back. Dad and Mom traded barbs like prize fighters, and the kids ran circles around us, bawling their heads off. I tried to step in. Everyone, just calm down. But it was like shouting into a hurricane. Tara grabbed her purse, scooped up Liam, and snapped, I'm done. Jake, don't ever talk to me again. She stormed out, Sophie and Ethan trailing her, their cries echoing down the hall. Mike hesitated, then followed, head down, like a dog kicked one too many times. Dad grabbed his coat, snarling, You're all a disgrace, and slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. Mom sank into a chair, hands over her face, whispering, I should ve known it'd end like this. I was left standing there, heart pounding, the house a war zone. The pizza boxes were stacked crooked, wings scattered on the counter, and the turkey sat half-carved, a sad monument to a holiday gone to hell. I started cleaning because what else do you do when your family implodes? I scraped gravy into the trash, wiped down the table, and replayed every word in my head. Was it my fault that 20 tip was the spark? Sure, but the powder keg had been there forever. Dad's lies, Mike's gambling, Tara's resentment, Mom's silence. I'd just been dumb enough to strike the match. The next day, I woke up on Mom's couch, neck stiff, mouth tasting like regret. The house was quiet, too quiet, like the calm after a tornado. Mom was in the kitchen, sipping coffee, staring out the window at nothing. You okay? I asked. She didn't look at me. I've been better. I tried Tara's phone, no answer. Texted Mike, radio silence. Dad was a ghost. I drove back to my shitty apartment, a 1-bedroom off Route 40 with peeling paint and a leaky faucet, and sat there, staring at the wall. My phone buzzed once, a text from Tara, selling the house, Mike's in rehab. Don't tell Mom. Cold, clipped, final. I didn't reply. What was there to say? Over the next week, I pieced things together like a detective in a bad movie. I dug through old boxes in Mom's attic, bank statements, photos, a letter from Dad dated 98 that said, "I'll be back soon." He never came back, not really. I called an old high school buddy, Pete, who worked at the bank back then. "Your dad was a mess, man," Pete said over a beer at Rusty's Tavern. "Cashed out big, said it was for a business deal. Everyone knew it was bullshit." I tracked down a guy Mike used to play cards with, some sleazy dude named Tony, who laughed when I asked about the debt. 15 grand, that's just the start. Your brother-in-law's a fish kept chasing losses. It all painted a picture uglier than I'd imagined. I saw Tara one last time, a month later, at a gas station on High Street. She was pumping gas into the minivan, kids strapped in the back, her face drawn and tired. "Hey," I said, hands in my pockets. She didn't look up. "What do you want, Jake? Just checking in." "How you holding up?" she laughed, short and sharp. "How do you think Mike's gone?" "I'm broke, and I've got 3 kids to feed." I nodded. "I'm sorry." She finally met my eyes, hers hard as steel. "You should be. You couldn't leave well enough alone." She got in the car and drove off, leaving me with the sting of her words. Mom started talking to me again by Christmas, but it was stiff, like we were strangers sharing a table. She'd mutter about Dad should ve left him sooner, but never the full story. I stopped by with a ham, trying to patch things up, but the air was heavy, unspoken crap hanging between us. Dad, he vanished. No calls, no texts, just a voicemail a week after Thanksgiving. "You're a real piece of work, Jake." Lose my number. I didn't call back. What was the point? Months rolled by, and the fallout settled like dust. Tara and Mike split for good. She kept the kids, he's crashing with his brother, working odd jobs to pay off debts. The house never sold, last I heard. She's renting it out to make ends meet. Mom's quieter now, spends her days knitting scarves nobody wears. Me, I'm still teaching, still tipping delivery guys decent. Screw it, they earn it, but I carry that day like a bruise. I keep asking myself, was it my fault? Maybe if I'd kept my mouth shut about that college fund, we'd have limped through dinner. But the truth is, we were broken long before that 20 bill. Dad's affair, Mike's gambling, Tara's anger, Mom's secrets, they'd been festering for years. I just pulled the pin. Thanksgiving's different now. Last year, I ate Chinese takeout alone, watched Die Hard instead of football, and didn't call anyone. Families are messy as hell, I get that, but mine's a damn disaster movie, and I'm still picking up the pieces. If there's a moral here, it's this: don't poke the bear unless you're ready for the claws. And maybe, just maybe, keep your tips under $10.